What's up, games? Your boy Beastgamerkuma trying something interesting and new. This is my new kind of segment where I'm going to do every weekend on a Saturday, talk about a weekly recap of what I saw, what I witnessed in gaming world in general. So, first things first, I hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody had a great week. We are now in March, which is kind of baffling because technically we're still in winter, but it hasn't been a real winter in New York City. But that's neither here nor there. Let's get into the gaming stuff. This week, we got to see a lovely gameplay trailer of Tekken 8 Jin Kazama in his awesome glory. Like I said in my reaction video, which you could check out, it's interesting, especially the Unreal Engine has evolved so much. It seemed to be a staple to a lot of games, and last time with Tekken 7, which I platinum by the way, just saying, it was already a beautiful game, and now they're gonna topple that. It just seems like it's getting to a next level of amazing action, fluid fighting mechanics, and I just love the scenery so far. I do hope there's more destructible background scenarios where you could actually do scene changes. Since this fight's been shown off in Times Square, and I think Nina Williams was in a different area. Can't remember when she was for Lars. But either way, Tekken 8 is looking prime. Sadly, we're not going to see it until 2024. Well, I wouldn't say sadly. It's still good that a company will take its time with a game. I'd rather a company take its time with a game. So, with that being said, good job so far, especially keeping us in the loop. I love when companies keep us in the loop with the dev diary, showing off different mechanics and gameplay. Give us an idea. Give us a reason to be hyped up, right? Right. So, oh my God. So, let's get it out the way. Dead Island 2 is finally happening, and they're showing a lot more stuff for it, especially a lot more gameplay. We had an extended gameplay that just happened this week, where it gives us a bigger idea of what the mechanics are. I've been getting emails like crazy, giving us different characters, stories, weapon mechanics. They just feeding us all the information we need to know so we can stay in the know, which is fine, because honestly, this is one of the highly anticipated zombie games that's coming out. Hopefully the mechanics works. To me, Dead Island has always reminded me of Far Cry and then Dying Light. Or, well, actually during that time, because this came out before Dying Light. So it was just Far Cry meets zombies, pretty much. And then Dead Island 2, which has been in a long time in the making when you think about it. It's like the first game was when it was first in Dead Island 2. When was Dead Island 2 first announced? Yeah, it was first announced in 2014. Jesus Christ. But, things happen. I'm going to probably deep dive into why that took so long, because we had a few iterations like Dead Island Riptide, which was like a top-down asymmetric. I wouldn't say no asymmetric, but it was an interesting title. I don't see anybody really talking too much about it, but it was a pretty decent title if you ask me. But Dead Island 2's gameplay mechanics has always been about crafting weapons, especially a lot of gunplay, a lot of melee play. But how are they going to top the market now, since we already had that with mostly Dying Light mechanics? But to be fair, Dying Light 2 had a lot of problems, and it doesn't have that goofy flair of the Dead Islands, Dead Island gave us. So we're going to see how that works out in the end. So stay tuned. Now you can check out that video. We're gonna put all the links below so you can check out the gameplay of all that stuff yourself. And there's gonna be an extended talk about that probably in another video. But other than that, yeah. So, as most of y'all know, Wild Hearts has come out. It's been about a week and a half, I want to say 2 weeks maybe, that I've been playing, and so far, right now, I am facing 49.63 hours in Wild Hearts. Yeah, I think I like it. I think this does something, and I know people want me to do a compare and contrast between Monster Hunter and Wild Hearts, because technically speaking, there was no real competition in Monster Hunter at the time, because even when Dauntless came out, it was alright, but to me that felt like Fortnite, but with monsters, and the mechanics were kind of eh. With Wild Hearts, it's what I always wanted in a Monster Hunter game, especially with the weaponry and the mechanics and how you build and stuff. The best thing about this one is no sharpening. That's right, there is no sharpening. I ain't gonna, if you had to work, I feel like the monsters in this game are tougher than Monster Hunter. But that's neat. That's just my personal opinion. But if you had to sharpen in this game, oh, it'd be game over real quick, real quick. But they do have a mechanic where not only do you have a timer, but you get 3 tries, and that's it. Then you have to restart all over again. Before, in the Monster Hunter game, if the time runs out, then boom, you can go into the game as many times as possible, but your rewards will lessen. With this one is that you get 3 strikes and you're out. And you got to start the whole thing all over again. Kind of sucks, but it makes sense as that. Even though they have the timer in there, you don't really think about the timer at all, because you could defeat these monsters real quick, especially with the armor mechanics and the weapons that you can utilize in the game. So far, I've been mastering the claw blade, but the next thing I'm going to do is the staff and the katana. Katana is the first weapon you ever will use in the game, by the way. But I'm almost close to the end game, and then I feel like once I do that, I'll do my proper review for everyone. So stay tuned for that. But as of right now, the game is fun. Nice crossplay feature, but there is a problem with the crossplay only because of the weapons lag a little bit. And I feel like, yeah, EA Originals, developers, publishers, whoever, they need to address that and try to get a fix for that. Because especially when you're using the Wagasa umbrella weapon and you try to play crossplay in that, it seems like the online feature will delay the parry attacks, what makes it kind of unplayable unless you're playing solo. Then that's the only time you can use that umbrella weapon. I mean, there are chances where you can do a good job, but that's just a thought process that needs to be addressed real quick. And expansion or DLC news, I don't know what to really call this, but Real Talk Power Wash Simulator is doing some big things right now. It's kind of cool when you think about it, because the game was already amazing in the first place, where you get nostalgia, or not nostalgia. I want to say calmness. You get a calmness when you're playing Power Wash Simulator and cleaning off items and things, and But how can you make it better? By adding video game scenarios to it. Last month we talked about Tomb Raider coming to Power Wash Simulator. You get to clean the whole Lara Croft mansion, her vehicles, stuff like that. And now they bring in Midgard. That's right, Final Fantasy VII's Midgard will be in Power Wash Simulator this time around, where you get to clean those vehicles. It seems like you mostly clean up the museum, because Midgard needs a lot of fixing. I'm gonna say Midgard needs a lot of fixing, but this is actually, I like this nice mechanic. I want them to get other franchises involved with this. I'm trying to think about other areas that definitely need a power wash. Like if you had Need for Speed and you get to clean out the garage for that, or Ghost of Tsushima, maybe just throwing in a few things. The Warthog from Halo, yeah, cleaning out the UNSC bunker, that would be dope, since they're doing some crossover stuff with the mechanics. It's just a lot of things that are possible, and it sounds like it would be fun to make. And I actually like that idea that they're doing this with the expansion. Hell, clean out Agent 47's area. Could you imagine that? That sounds creepy. When you think that sounds super creepy. Or even what is it? Damn, I forgot the name of the ship though. The ship from Mass Effect. That would be dope. That's like a lot of possible mechanics that they could do with this game, since they're doing all these weird things and everything like that. So who knows? They can make it happen. It'll be freaking awesome and everything like that. Based on another subject, weird segue, right? Yeah, touching base on another subject. We're gonna talk about Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League real quick, because I was talking to a colleague of mine this morning while I was at work. Yeah, I have a mundane job, so this is what I'm trying to do the weekend and stuff right now. So we was having a quick discussion about Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, and mostly my concerns, because as I'm seeing it more and more, especially the gameplay that happened at the State of Play, it has me a bit worried, because this is Rockstar's first time doing something of this nature. And of course, people are just worried about the microtransactions. Me, I'm not really worried too much about the microtransactions, because I don't really care about the vanities, because they don't look that appealing to me. I don't want to see King Shark in a Superman outfit, but that's just me. I'm worried about the backlash. I got PTSD from Marvel's Avengers, which was also a 4-player co-op, online only adventure game. It had a great story mode, but once you go into the online area with the PvE, it got weird, repetitive, and dull at the same time. But that really didn't kill the game. It was mostly the game mechanics that killed that game. It was broken. They did a lot of janky business choices with not only microtransactions but pay to win schemes. So when I see that, I just want to go into Rocksteady Studios and do a projector of Marvel Avengers with a big X on it and be like, don't do this. Don't learn from what happened here. Okay. But it looks pretty good. And we already had a debate on who I'm going to use. I'm going to be using King Shark, so that's just me. But yeah, I like the whole drop in, drop out mechanics. And if you don't have anybody using AI, but I'd rather have players play with me on the game. And since it's 4 players, and I think it's more than 4 people use it, because you got King Shark, Harley Quinn, Captain Boomerang, and Deadshot. So it's 4 people. Hopefully they'll add more DLC characters later, like Killer Croc, Killer Frost. There's like the possibilities and Peacemaker, certain other characters that could be added to expand the storyline. But my main point about this type of game is I would rather pay for DLC expansions than microtransactions for vanities. I feel like that would have been a better experience to have the vanities for free and just let gamers play for the expansion. Just like how Monster Hunter World, then it had Iceborne. Like, give us the expansion to the story. You can do that. It'll be actually better than all this weird gimmicks. The vanities don't even look that great half the time, and I like the experience of playing the game and then building up the story, because this is Brainiac we're talking about here. Brainiac taking over the Justice League, except for Wonder Woman. It seems like she's the only one that's not been captured, and I want to see where this goes. But that's my thought process. But other than that, I hope you all share. Please comment below. Let's talk about this. I want to hear your thoughts on this subject. But other than that, thank you all for checking this out. This is going to be a weekly thing. I hope y'all like it. Let me know if you don't. Dislike, like, notification bells right there, sub. Hit me up. I would rather have this discussion with everybody. But other than that, have a great weekend. Enjoy. And as always, be stout.